What's going on, everybody? I want to start this off by simply saying Namaste to each and every one of you. Namaste is a Sanskrit word with the first word meaning nam, or nam meaning to bow, and second word te meaning to you. And I know that's kind of taboo to say in the church world that we bow to anyone. But today I do want to say Namaste to each and every one of you. To those of you who understand the concept of it, you understand that what we're bowing to is not simply the person, but the God in them, the spirit in them, the life-giving essence inside of each and every person out there right now listening to this. There's a reason for why I want to do that. But before I get into all of that, there's a couple stories in the Bible I want to talk about. Because today I want to discuss why people want to get you or push you to a certain point to get you to act a certain way. And I know there's like a saying that we say all the time, like, you know, people don't really want to see the old me. They don't know who I used to be or who I was or whatever the case may be. And I want to just really point out something that's a fact. The reason why they are pushing you is because they really do want to see it. They really do. They need to, in hopes that you will show a level of weakness that allows them to kind of still attach themselves to you and stay on your level. There's a true thing in life that there will be some people that are willing to do more than others are willing to do. And therefore, those that are willing to do more are usually able to get more than those who are not willing to do what it takes to get it. And so you have some people around you or in your life who are connected to you simply because you haven't grown to the level you should have grown to, or you haven't gone to the level you should have gone to. You haven't moved to the level you should have moved to. And so they're still connected to you because you haven't gone as far as, you haven't moved far enough away as far as life growth or in terms of growth to make them uncomfortable enough to kind of fall off like a leaf will fall off a tree. And so you still spiritually, internally, mentally are on their level. And a lot of people like that. A lot of people like for you to stay on that level. And so they will say things about you. And in today's society, it usually will be more typing. It'll be more social media posts. It'll be more gossip about you than anything else. Because you read these things. And they know you're going to read it. They know someone's going to tell you about it. And they know it's going to get into your head. And what's the best way to get anybody, right? Get the mind, right? Get the mind of a person, you got the person. That is the same concept of slavery, right? Get the mind of them and then you get the body. And so what most people are after without you actually knowing it, and probably without them even knowing it, is they're out to corrupt your mindset. They're out to get you, try to get you to believe something about you that isn't necessarily true. And so in Hebraic culture, or in the Bible, the word name, like the name that you have, the word name actually means character trait. Since we now know that the word name in Hebrew, the definition of the word name means character, we can now say God didn't just change the name, God changed the character. Jacob, before he was born, he was named Jacob, and the name Jacob literally means heel grabber or supplanter. Right? So, and we're talking about actual heel, like the heel of the foot, right? Heel grabber. And so when Jacob was born, him and his brother Esau, he was actually born holding on or grabbing on to the heel of his brother, right? Because by character, that would make sense. That's his character. That's his name. And so without going into the whole biblical precedence of it all, right? You guys can go back and read that if you want to. If you're not a Bible reader, you don't have to. Yet and still, Jacob ended up getting the birthright or the blessing from his father, right? And so he gets this birthright, gets this blessing. His brother wants to kill him for doing it because it should have rightly belonged to Esau, but Jacob gets it. And so Jacob is out now. He's in the middle of a field and he falls asleep and has his first run-in with God, okay? And that first run-in with God was a doozy because he didn't have his run-in in the way we have it nowadays in church where somebody's like, okay, pray, and you'll run into God. No, Jacob fell asleep. And when he was asleep, he had a dream, or something that you guys would know as Jacob's ladder, if you went to Sunday school or anything like that. But he has a dream and he sees God and angels coming up and down on this ladder out of heaven. And so when he runs into the Lord, he grabs onto him and tells the Lord that I'm not letting you go until you bless me. right? I'm not letting you go until you bless me. And so eventually the Lord grabs his hip and it pops his hip out of place, and he tells him, from this point on, your name will no longer be Jacob or a heel grabber supplanter. Your name will now be Israel. He changed him from being a heel grabber to being a promise. And that is the actual definition of the word name, right? To change character. And so now, understanding that concept, you now get why people want you to act out of character, because by you acting out of character, it makes the name that they called you more relevant. Right? Those people who called you an idiot, growing up, or they're ignorant, they're a failure, they're unsuccessful, they'll never be anything, and she'll always be on her back, and the things that they say about you, right? The things that they type about you, the things that they post about you. The reason why they do it is because they need you to get out of character. So when you say things like, you don't know the old me, and you don't want me to act out of character, you don't want me to, yes, they do. Yes, they do, because they can't catch up to you unless you do it. They can't keep up with you unless you act out of character. There are some people right now who are looking at you grow and go and move forward, and your mind is constantly thinking of ways to progress and push you outside of your comfort zone, that it's making them uncomfortable, because they used to be friends with you, and they used to be co-workers or companions, and they used to be leaves that grew on your tree. But as you continue to grow and as trees continue to age, the leaves that used to be attached to that tree begin to fall off. And so in fear of losing the connection they have with you, and in fear of losing the ability to pull on you or call on you when things are getting rough, or call you and say, can I borrow $20? Can I borrow $50? In fear of you growing too far and they can no longer pull from the virtue that is in you, they have to now get you to go backwards, or get your mind to accept a name or a character that probably is not going to be there if you move forward, that will not be there if you move forward. Right? Because if you move forward with your idea, now you become successful, and you become abundant, and you become prosperous, and you become well known, and you become famous, and you become a great business owner. And they're not willing to put in that same amount of work to get where you're going. And so it's a lot easier just to hold you back. It's a lot easier to say, they acting brand new now, and they acting like they don't know nobody, and they acting like, you acting like you just better than this, and you better. People don't like confident people. They don't. And so, in fact, they despise confidence so much that they've developed new synonyms or words to use to kind of bring your confidence level down, right? That you're self-entitled, you're selfish, you're narcissistic, you're arrogant, right? They found other ways to break your confidence by using words synonymous with confidence, but not understanding that in order for you to be successful, you have to be confident. And that's not a shot at them. That's not you putting them down, because they could actually still be linked with you. They could go where you're going, but they're just not willing to do what you're willing to do. And so you'll run into people who, instead of putting in the same work you're willing to put in, the same study time you're willing to put in, if you go to school, you go to college, and you want to become something, you want your master's, and yet you got people who are saying, come party with me, come smoke with me, come drink with me. And it's not that you hate what they're doing. You're okay. They still want to go smoke, drink, and party. That's okay. But you're saying to them, I can't be that same person and still be the person that I see in my mind. And they hate that. They hate that. They despise that. That's degrading to them. That is derogatory to them, because now not only are you growing, but your growth is forcing me to look at myself. And by looking at myself, I'm realizing where I actually am in comparison to you. And truth be told, they shouldn't be comparing themselves to you anyway, but that's the nature of mankind. We do it. We compare ourselves to others. We have people we look up to, mentors, people that we look at and say, I want to be like them. And so there are a lot of people around you who want to be like you. But instead of letting you grow far enough so that they can have something to shoot for, they would rather you stay right where you are, because they're already like you. They don't have to do anything else. They don't have to go any further. It's not necessary. And so, yes, they're going to call you dumb. They're going to call you stupid. They're going to say, yeah, you're this, you're that. And for those of you all that are teachers, leaders, pastors, prophets out there, business owners, right? For those of you all who have made something of yourselves, and then maybe, hey, you screwed up a little bit. Hey, you messed up here, you messed up there. Okay, it happens. It happens. But if I can encourage you a little bit and tell you that you don't have the time to sit in your mess, right? You don't have the time to vomit. I'm gonna call it that, right? You messed up. You threw up something. You vomited, and now you want to play in it. You want to live it. What does that mean? It means that you want to keep reminding yourself of what you've done, or you've surrounded yourself with people who constantly remind you of your failures or your past or your misstep or your downfall. And It's the reason why they do it is because it does put you down on their level. And if you try to get past that, and you try to move past that, and you try to remove those things from your mind and move further along down the road and grow past your mistake, they want to remind you of it anyway, because at the end of the day, who are you to grow? You messed up. Stay right where you are. Stay right where you are. Because if you stay right where you are now, we're on an even playing field. It's an even ground now. Okay? So I want to leave you all with this. And today, I really hope that you all hear this, and that in your mind, you say, you know what? I can't stay who I was if I'm going to be who I want to be. I can't keep the same names that I've had if I want to have the character that I know is necessary to be the person that I have to be, right? My character growth has to develop. My character trait has to develop. And as I develop character, my name will continue to change. And as my name continues to change, my life will continue to grow and blossom and become something beautiful. But as I continue to age and grow and move further and character traits change, don't be ashamed or afraid of the leaves that have to fall off the tree. It has to happen. It's a part of nature. The fruit will fall. The leaves will fall. But don't worry. New fruit always grows back. New leaves always grow back. You're going to lose some friends. You're going to lose some family members. You're going to lose some associates. Some people that have been there with you since grammar school, grade school, high school, the old girlfriend, the old boyfriend, the old husband, the old wife. Those things happen. That happens. It happens with growth. It comes with it. It comes with it, right? Some of y'all losing hair. I did, right? It comes with growth. Things will fall off. But that's okay. That's all right. Because growth is a good thing. So for those of you out there today who find this useful, or maybe you know somebody who has sat in their mess for far too long, you know they should be further along, they should be better. Hopefully this helped you, and hopefully it will help them. So share this with somebody, right? Like this video for me and leave me a comment. Let me know what has been said about you. Let me know what you're growing out of, what you're becoming better than, what you're moving from this place to that place. Tell me what you lost along the way. Talk to me about your journey. Right? I would love to hear it. I would love the feedback, and I would love to kind of conversate with you guys to hear what you used to be to where you have come to now. And I know this is not something in the church that we say, right? Maybe we shouldn't say namaste, but I do want to take the time to bow to who you really are. I bow myself to you. I'm not better than you. I humble myself to you, and I see the God in you, and I see the greatness in you. And I pray that you all can also see it in somebody around you. So like I said, share this one. Leave me a comment below. Let me know your betterment, how you have come and how you have grown and what you've used to be and what you are now. Talk to me. If you're a successful business owner, let me know, right? Where'd you come from, right? What name did you used to have? Failure to being successful. What you used to have, what was your character before? Someone who worked at a job to now an entrepreneur. Someone who was told I would only be laying on my back to somebody who now owns a 6-figure business, right? Talk to me. Once again, this is Pastor Jay. Love you guys as always. Keep your positivity high. Keep your energy high. Keep your spirit high. And as I said in the beginning, namaste to you.